My next guest is the star and originator of the award-winning television series Upstairs, Downstairs. Jean Marsh also is a brilliant actress on stage, and on April 17th, she'll be opening a new Broadway play called Whose Life Is It Anyway? Would you welcome Jean Marsh? I don't know why I did that.
It's the mysterious woman in black.
Do you like it? It's a new dress.
Yes, I like it.
I'm not sure that I've got it on properly, but... well, it was all explained to me.
The new designers do that. You wouldn't know whether it should be backwards or whatever.
Well, I tell you what it is. It's like two bags thrown together. No, not thrown together, sewn together. And you tell me what you think.
What are you
It's not going to drop off, don't worry.
Okay. I don't quite understand.
Now, you see, there are many things I think that you could do with it.
One of them would be to hang it on my bedstead.
Oh, I'm making
Foolish. She likes the whipping. Who told you? That is unusual. Now, what is it, just two?
It's two bags thrown together, I think.
Now, I suppose that's rather expensive, isn't it?
It cost a bit. I only bought it for your show. I'll just toss those nonchalantly over there.
Yes, would you, if the designers came out, say next year, all right, the skirts are going up 6 inches and you're going to have bare whatever?
No.
Would you go with that just because the designers say so?
No, I wouldn't. I haven't bought clothes for nearly 6 months to a year because I hate the broad shoulders and the retro.
It's coming back, isn't it?
I don't like it. It doesn't suit me, so I just don't buy the clothes.
The designers now say, for ladies, they're going to have the Joan Crawford
Yes, it's true. And tiny hats and veils and things and bright red lipstick. If it doesn't suit you, it's silly.
You'd like to feel that you do what's best for you, right?
Yes, I like wearing two black bags sewn together.
You wear those two black bags very nicely. Yes, they look just swell. How you been?
Very much. I've been very well. I've started rehearsing my play, which I love. It's a wonderful play.
Just the one you did in London?
No, it was done in London, but I didn't do it there. The leading man, Tom Conti, won all the prizes. He's a wonderful actor. He's over here doing it, and it's an entirely new cast in New York.
What kind of lady do you play?
I play a doctor.
A doctor?
Yes, very crisp on the outside, but with a very warm heart. And I changed during the play.
In what way? What do you mean?
Well, I did not only change my clothes. Well, I become more of a woman and less of a doctor.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful play. It's very, very funny. It's a black comedy. It's a tragic theme, but with a lot of comedy in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long? You, of course, when I say how long will you be there, you never know when you go into Broadway how long you will be there, will you?
No, you don't know, but I'm pretty sure we'll be there a long time. It's a proven success. It's been on all over the world. It's been an enormous success.
If you played a doctor on television, for example, you have to go in and actually, they have doctors on the set to make sure that everything is authentic, so the actors don't look like,
Well, we have a woman there to train us how to do it.
Did you have to learn any kind of medical?
Yes, I did. I haven't really got it right yet. It's partly because I don't see very well. But every time I take his heart,
heart, get right in there, yes, heart.
I forget to put the prongs in my ears.
And, you mean when you with the stethoscope?
Yes, the stethoscope. They're not called prongs. I don't know what anything's called.
Earpieces.
Or if I do that, I forget to take them out, and then all the way through the scene, I can't hear what anyone's saying. And I have to take his blood pressure, and I can't see the dial because I don't wear my glasses. And sometimes I hear
you're farsighted.
Very, very nearsighted. And I hear him going, oh, because I'm pumping away.
Too tight?
Yes. I'll get it right by the opening, I suppose.
I didn't know you were nearsighted. You normally wear glasses?
Well, always. Of course, I don't wear them when I work or when I come on here.
Nearsighted means you can't see things near to you.
I can only
or far
just
away.
see you. I can't see Freddie, or I can just see.
I'll move in.
Ed. But it's
How do I look from that range? Now you're
terrific, misty, young, 22, 23.
Girl's got perfect eyesight. I don't know why you'd need glasses. I mean, that's... Is that a problem when you're on stage? Figures are across the stage from you?
Yes, I have to check all my props every single performance. But it's more difficult, really, when you're doing sport things. You know what actors are like. If they're asked if they can do anything, they always say yes.
That was Jimmy Cagney's advice. I remember in his autobiography.
He said always
For a
yes.
young actor, if somebody came to you and says, can you play a Mexican, a nearsighted Mexican? You'd say, certainly. And then go learn how to do it quickly.
Yes.
Or can you ride a horse? And he'd never been on a horse. And he said, sure, I'll ride a horse. Always say yes, and then quickly run and do the best you can and learn it.
Well, everybody does, skiing, whatever. All the skills I have, riding a horse, diving, skiing, everything I learned because I said, yes, I can, and then had to go off and do it.
And you hadn't done any of them?
No.
What was the
And
hardest
some of it's
thing?
dangerous.
What was the hardest thing you had to learn?
Well, it was almost the first time I lied. I was 14, and I went to see about a part in a biblical film. I was to play a maiden. And they looked at me and they said, yes, you look like a maiden. You will play the part. And they said, what you do is you're walking through the forest, you get hot. You see a pool, you dive into the pool, and you see the baby Moses in the bulrushes. They said, can you dive? I said, certainly. Of course, I could hardly swim. That night I went home, I went to the local swimming baths. I had 2 hours lessons. Whatever the man said to me, every bit of instruction, every bit of demonstration, I couldn't go in the water head first. I couldn't get the idea of turning myself upside down. I just jumped in. Couldn't sleep that night. Went through the studio the next day. They turned me into a biblical maid, and I stood there in the studio, and they said, when I say action, the director said, you walk over there and find the baby Moses. I said, all right. I thought they'd probably put me in prison. They said, action. I went to the poolside, went, oh, I'm hot. Jumped in the air, turned myself upside down, feet together, hands, head between the thing. One of the most perfect dives a biblical maiden has ever made. I was thrilled. I was so thrilled.
No, you
I
have to tell me
jumped out, smiling, but I'd forgotten to find the baby Moses in the bulrushes.
You were so overcome by the dive.
Yes, that's right. And I've never been able to do a good dive since.
All I was looking for was 3 guys coming out of the bulrushes with those signs, 7, 8, 9. So you didn't find the baby Moses?
No, I just left him there.
Did you ever say in the Bible anyway that the maiden dove in the river? Couldn't they say that she waded
I think the
into the
idea
river?
was that you dove in your little shift, you see, and you looked rather
That's
interesting.
what they wanted, of course. We'll be right back after this. We're talking with Gene Marsh, who's going to play a doctor in whose life and what is it?
Whose life is it anyway?
Whose life is it anyway? I'm not good at... I've only been in a hospital once or twice. I think when I was a kid, I had my tonsils out, and then I had a little vertebrae thing. Visiting people in a hospital is almost more of a chore than being in the hospital, because you never know what to say. If you go into somebody who's really, to walk in and say, hey, you look great, or how are you feeling, I think is a little stupid when somebody has got all 4 limbs up in the air. You do all of those cliches, like when somebody shows you their new baby. And, and you look down and you say this ugly looking, right? Says, what do you think of little Ronald? And you go, oh. And you say things like, now there's a baby, or...
I don't. I tell the truth. I say,
Oh,
I
you
could
wouldn't
take
look
little
at
Ronald
somebody.
or leave him alone.
You wouldn't
They all
look at
look
somebody and say...
alike.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say there's an ugly kid, would you?
I wouldn't say there's an ugly kid, because kids aren't ugly. They're like cats, pussycats.
Yeah.
They're sort of quite sweet looking, but they all look alike.
Yeah. What did you... Are you good at going to hospitals?
Well, I spent a lot of my life in hospitals, so I think I know what I want, what patients want.
Well, what would you
I'm
take
okay.
somebody? I suppose I was in the hospital and you were going to come to cheer me up. What would you bring me that I could use?
I'll tell you exactly what I do. I think there's a little subtle something.
No.
Wouldn't I be enough? Just
Well,
me? I'll
that
tell you
goes
what I
without
would.
saying, of course.
I cut
right.
things out of newspapers, funny things in newspapers, and take them along. Like
Humorous clippings.
Yeah, just anything funny that amuses me.
That's nice. Last time I was in England, I had some problems with my eyes, and an English doctor came over and heard a term that I was not familiar with in this country. I'd said, well, I suppose, I said I put some cold compresses on them, and then I would rest a while. And he said, well, eggs is eggs. Are you familiar with that expression?
Yes,
He said,
sure as eggs is eggs.
He says, well, eggs is eggs. And I looked at my wife and I said, I have the specialist in here to look at my eyes. And this man, the surgeon, the doctor, has told me that eggs is eggs. And I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Now,
It's
would you...
just truthful. beautiful. It's saying...
Means that what is, what is.
Look, I'll tell
What
you.
will be,
I'll
what
tell
will
you
be, right?
Governor Brown is going to run for president as sure as eggs is eggs.
Ah, and that
That's
explains,
what it means.
that's what the term means.
Yes.
In other words, it's a fait accompli. It's what is.
I'll
But it's
tell
funny
you-
when it comes from a doctor, and I didn't have it. I was embarrassed.
What do you
I didn't
like
want to say
used
to him,
Yes.
Doctor, what do you mean eggs is eggs? My eyes are killing me, and you're telling me, you know,
Yes, but
eggs
it's funny, there's things of phrases. The first time I was in America, someone said to me, I asked an operator to call me in the morning, and she said, "You bet." And I said, yes, I do. Why? Is there a good race tomorrow or something? I wasn't used
Just
to
that simple term, you bet, threw you.
I'd never heard it before. Never.
Did you see in the paper today the lady in England who just won $1 million? They have lotteries, you know, they gamble in England. If you think they gamble in this country, folks,
I wasn't a
you should go
lottery.
to England. You'll see gambling you have never seen. The English love to bet on everything,
Everything,
right?
yes,
whether
it's
it
a
is
terrific
whether it is
one.
cricket or soccer or
But
horse
she won
racing.
on the soccer pools.
She bought a 90-cent ticket, and there is no tax over there, right?
No, not on gambling.
The government does
winnings.
not like they do here. If you win $1 million, the lady won on a 90-cent ticket $1,700,000 and some $1,000, and the government takes nothing from it
It's all hers.
on a 90-cent ticket.
They tax the people who make the money, but they don't tax your winnings.
See,
and I
they do
think
that in this
that's right.
country. If you gamble, well, the man just got out of prison here.
I know, I think that's shocking.
There was a gentleman here in this country who has been in prison for 4 years. I think they finally released him. He won, I believe, on the Irish
On the
sweepstakes.
Irish sweepstakes.
And he won something like, I'm just going to make up a figure, let's say 100,000 pounds. And the United States government came in and says, all right, you owe us half of that or whatever they're going to tax him. He says, no, I don't. He says, this was on the Irish sweepstakes, and I'm not going to pay you
It's
for money I won in
depressing.
Ireland.
No, I
And they sent
agree.
him to jail. And the guy refused and sat there, I think, for 4 or 5
But that
years,
was
and not
a
a young
tough
man.
guy.
He's out of jail now, but his money apparently is still
Yeah.
sitting in the bank.
But isn't that tough to do that? That's
Yeah, I
strong.
think the guy, give him his money.
Wow, yes. Well,
You
yeah,
know,
that's very
give him
good
his
idea.
money. We'll be right back after this. Stay where you are.